Imagine holding a coin that looks simple at first glance, but carries the weight of an entire nation's journey. A coin that reflects the legacy of a president, the evolution of American currency, the changing identity of a country, and the powerful story of how $1/2 from 1972 became a piece of history that collectors still chase today. This is the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin born from tragedy, molded by innovation, shaped by national pride, and preserved through decades of economic shifts, minting advancement, political emotion, and cultural transformation. And tonight, we are going deep into the story behind this remarkable piece as we uncover why the 1972 half-dollar is far more than just 50 cents and how it turned into a symbol of remembrance, honor, and American craftsmanship that continues to fascinate historians and collectors around the world. And as you watch this full journey, you will discover how this single coin connects to world events, minting errors, rare varieties, forgotten policies, and the changing habits of an entire generation of Americans. So sit tight, because this story will take you all the way from the assassination of President John F. Kennedy to the bustling halls of the U.S. Mint in the early 70s, to the hands of collectors decades later searching for hidden treasures in their change. And now let us begin the long, deep, detailed, professional history of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar. The 1972 half-dollar stands at a unique crossroads in American numismatic history because it represents the continuation of a design introduced just years earlier in 1964, when the United States was still mourning the shocking assassination of President John F. Kennedy, and the government rushed to honor him with a coin that would reflect his legacy and inspire national unity, the design featuring the powerful portrait of Kennedy. On the obverse, crafted by Gilroy Roberts, and the proud heraldic eagle on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, quickly became one of the most beloved designs in U.S. coinage, and by the time 1972 arrived, the Kennedy half-dollar had already undergone several adjustments, shifts, and transformations that reflected the changing metal composition and minting strategies of the era, because in 1965, the nation entered the silver crisis, leading to the removal of 90% silver from most coins and marking a dramatic shift in U.S. currency. And by 1971, even the 40% silver half-dollars were discontinued, resulting in the new clad composition that defined the 1972 issue, a copper and nickel alliance that opened a new chapter in half-dollar history. In 1972, the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint all played crucial roles in shaping the mintage numbers, the varieties, and the future collectible value of the coin. And each mint carried its own story, because Philadelphia struck millions without any mint mark. Denver added the traditional D, and San Francisco focused on its proof issues, crafting beautiful mirror-finished pieces that collectors treasure most. The country at this time was facing economic turbulence, shifting monetary policies, and evolving public spending habits, which all influenced the circulation of the half-dollar itself, as the American public gradually stopped using half-dollars in day-to-day life, leaving many 1972 coins untouched and perfectly preserved in Rolls drawers and forgotten bank vaults. The story of the 1972 half-dollar also includes the hunt for errors, which become legends among collectors, from doubled dies to weak strikes to planche flaws. The 1972 issue carries multiple varieties that make the search exciting and fuel the collector community even today. And while the coin may not contain silver, its numismatic value lies in its historic symbolism, its connection to Kennedy, its place in the evolution of American minting technology, and the deep emotional resonance it holds among people who lived through the era. As we explore the minting process of 1972, we see massive presses, high-speed coin creation, new polishing standards for proofs and precision adjustments introduced in the early 70s to improve the clarity of Kennedy's portrait, the sharpness of the eagle, and the overall durability of circulating currency. The U.S. Mint was modernizing, adapting new machinery and expanding production capacity to meet rising national demand. And in doing so, the 1972 half dollar became a shining example of mass production combined with national meaning. Collectors today look at the 1972 half dollar not only for its varieties, but also for the historical context behind it, because every single one of these coins represents a nation transitioning out of the 60s, adapting to rapid social change, with Kennedy's memory still deeply rooted in the identity of the American people. And that is why the Kennedy half dollar continues to be one of the most iconic U.S. coins of all time, and the 1972 issue is a crucial chapter in that timeline. As the years passed, the 1972 half dollar spread through circulation bank storage coin collections and family keepsakes, and eventually it became a time capsule of the period, a reminder of American strength and remembrance, and a collector's gateway into the rich history of U.S. minting. And as we reach the deeper layers of this 2-hour exploration, we uncover more about the societal changes, minting innovations, policy shifts, and collector culture that enshrined the 1972 half dollar as a permanent part of numismatic heritage. When the United States Mint prepared to produce the 1972 issue, it faced new challenges that shaped the final appearance of the coin, including the full adoption of the copper nickel-clad composition introduced a year earlier, which required changes to die pressure, striking strength, and preparation of planchets, and the Mint's engineers focused intensely on making sure Kennedy's profile remained bold and recognizable, despite the harder metal surface, which tended to show wear faster than silver alloys, and this meant extra polishing of proof, Dye's additional inspections, and more aggressive quality control at the San Francisco Mint, where the 1972 proof half dollars were created with sharp mirrored surfaces that today remain some of the most visually appealing examples of the era. By this time, the public had largely stopped using half-dollar coins in daily spending. Due to their size, weight, and decreased buying power, even vending machines and commercial counters rarely accepted them, and this meant that many 1972 half dollars went straight from mint bags into storage, never entering circulation. And because of this, there are huge quantities of 1972 coins that remain in high-grade condition, allowing today's collectors to find bright, clean, uncirculated examples without difficulty. But despite that accessibility, there are still key varieties and rare errors from this year that create real excitement in the numismatic world, and these include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, weak strikes, and lesser-known doubled die examples that specialists hunt for in rolls and mint sets.